I'm still doing Kings of War armies, and I said I'd be doing Star Saga stuff. I've got Hellboy and a lot of other games to do. So, hello. This is another video for Kings of War 3rd edition, and today we are looking at the three dwarves. A little bit of background of the three dwarves. Now, the normal dwarf army list in the big book is what you call Imperial dwarves. They are an army that is split up into different holds and keeps, as you will, but they still have to answer to King Golok, which is kind of a xenophobic arsehole, of want of a better term. And as far as he's concerned, he's right, you're wrong, you're working in his army if you're a dwarf. The three dwarves don't have that sort of thing. That's why if you look in the Force, which we'll get on to very shortly, their stuff isn't quite defensive wise, but have got a bit more manoeuvrability around them. They're a lot more open in what they want to do. They're not quite as dug into the old mindset as normal dwarves. If you're following along in the big book and the Uncharted Empires books, you'll need to be page 149 in the big book, in the big rule book, and page 45 in Uncharted Empires. They are good alignment, and their upgrade is still the Throne Mastiff. This unit is equipped with a single-use range attack with the following profile. Throne Mastiff, 12-inch range, 8 attacks, piercing 1, and this attack always hits on 4+. Once used, this unit's Throne Mastiff is destroyed and cannot be used again for the remainder of the game. It's a nice upgrade. I suppose always hitting on 4s means it'd ignore stealthy and cover, I suppose. It's nice to pep your enemy and then charge in a turn or two after, when they've suffered enough damage. It's nice. It's nice. So starting with the infantry, we've got the Three Dwarf Spear Levy, and they are regular. Speed 4, melee 4+, defense 4+. Troop 12 attacks, nerve 9-11, 80 points. Regiment 15 attacks, nerve 13-15, 120 points. They've got Pathfinder and Phalanx and can take Throne Mastiff for 15 points. It's not bad. They are fairly cheap. They are what they are. Haven't got Headstrong, which normal dwarves do, so give or take there, I suppose. That is, their main downside. 3 Dwarf Shield Breakers then. Speed 4, melee 4, 3+, defense 4+. Troop 10 attacks, nerve 10-12, 90 points. Regiment 12 attacks, nerve 14-16, 140 points. Horde 25 attacks, nerve 21-23, 230 points. Crush Strength 1, Pathfinder, Scout. And they can take a Throne Mastiff for 15 points. They are a bit more expensive than the normal ones, and even though they haven't got Headstrong, they've kind of replaced it with Pathfinder and Scout, which in a lot of circumstances is a lot of a better option. That being said, Headstrong is still great. So they have got Crush Strength 1, they hit on 3s in close combat, so I would probably hoard them out, to be honest. Regiment isn't bad, their nerve is great, attack's a bit low, but I suppose you get what you get, I suppose. Yeah, I'd hoard them out. Next we have the Ironclad. Speed 4, melee 4+, defense 5+. I thought the Ironclad were irregular. Anyway, troop 10 attacks, nerve 10, 12, 70 points. Regiment 12 attacks, nerve 14, 16, 110 points. Horde 25 attacks, nerve 21, 23, 180 points. Headstrong and can take a Throne Mastiff for 15 points. I suppose these are like the military dwarves that have had enough of our normal military service and just want to do their own thing, I suppose. They're all right. They are a little bit cheaper than the Spear Levy and the Shield Breakers, but then again the Shield Breakers have got crushing strength on this side. The Ironclad are there just to be stout and to take objectives, I suppose. 25 attacks with nerve 21, 25. I'd hold them out like the Shield Breakers, to be honest. That's the way to go, I'd say. Next we have the Berzerkers, and in this list they are not irregular. Speed 5, melee 4+, defense 4+. 15 attack, troop, 15 attacks, nerve, dash 13, 105 points. Regiment, 20 attacks, nerve, dash 17, 165 points. Vicious in melee while charging D3. Vengeance while counter-charging. This unit has crush strength 1, which is nice. They've got a hell of a lot of attacks. Even if you take them as a troop, they're not bad attack-wise. Nerve of dash 13 means they can't be wavered, which is bad. While charge D3, so minimum charge range of 11, maximum charge range of 13 for a dwarf is ridiculous. Even at speed 5 for a dwarf, that's a charge range of 10, which is noble. They are really good. I'd probably take them as a regiment. 165 points for what they do can be just ridiculous. Next we have the ranged infantry, starting with the 3 dwarf Ironwatch rifles. Speed 4, melee 5+, range 5+, defense 4+. Troop 8 attacks, nerve 10, 12, 115 points. Regiment 10 attacks, nerve 14, 16, 150 points. Horde 20 attacks, nerve 21, 23, 265 points. You've got Pathfinder and you've got rifles which have 24-inch range, piercing 1 and potshot, which means it's an extra -2 to the dice roll to their range stat for shooting if they move and shoot. They're a pretty decent unit. They kind of like the Throne Mastiffs. You want them there to pepper the enemy. I'd only take them as a troop, if I'm honest. I'd only take them as a troop. The reason being the amount of shots you get as a horde is nice, don't get me wrong, but the amount of space on the table it's going to take. The reason I won't take them as a regiment is the difference between the regiment's attacks and the troops' attacks at range just isn't enough, I feel. I'd just have them as a troop. Troop at 8 attacks with piercing 2. I'd just do that if it were me. Next we have the 3 dwarf Ironwatch crossbows. Speed 4, melee 4, 5+, range 5+, defense 4+. Troop 8 attacks, nerve 10, 12, 100 points. Regiment 10 attacks, nerve 14, 16, 135 points. Horde 20 attacks, nerve 21, 23, 235 points. They've got Pathfinder and crossbows, which are 24-inch range, piercing 1 and potshot. These are kind of like rifles, except a bit cheaper. Again, like the rifles, I'm going to say exactly the same thing, just take them as a troop. The amount of space they can take on the table is ridiculous, not in a good way. And the amount of attacks between a troop and the regiment just doesn't justify to me taking them as a regiment. Just take them as a troop. I mean, it's only 15 points more, so you might as well take the rifles. But that is just me. Next we have the 3 dwarf rangers, and they are not irregular, unlike normal dwarves. Speed 5, melee 4+, range 4+, defense 4+, all the 4s. Troop 10 attacks, nerve 10, 12, 140 points. Regiment 12 attacks. Troop 10 attacks, nerve 10, 12, 140 points. Regiment 12 attacks, nerve 14, 16, 185 points. They've got crush strength 1, Pathfinder, Scout, and light crossbows with 24-inch range. Can't move and shoot. Well, you can move and shoot, but it's a penalty, so give and take, I suppose. Upgrade to Herney's hand-picked Rangers. You can only have one of these in your force. Regiment only. Gaining stealthy and elite range with light crossbows for 15 points. Maybe makes it 200 points. They're not a bad close combat unit because they've got crushing strength, and they're not a bad range unit either. Only real downside is their attack's a bit low. The defence is a bit low, but considering what they are, it's kind of the case. Throwing Mastiff for 15 points. He's got piercing one in the attack, so I suppose if you want to charge in, you could throw in a Mastiff before you charge in, because they've only got charge range 10, so it might be worth considering. If you just want them as a ranged option, just take them as a troop, but if you want them as an all-purpose unit, which you can do, take them as a regiment. I'd preferably take them as a regiment if it was me. Next we have the cavalry. They are the Free Dwarf Brock Riders. Speed 8, melee 4+, defense 4+. Troop 13 attacks, nerve -15, 125 points. Regiment 26 attacks, nerve -18, 195 points. Thunderous Charge 1, vicious in melee. Gain the range attack throwing axes, which is 12-inch range, 6 attacks for a troop, 12 attacks for a regiment. Range 5+, steady aim for 10 points for a troop, 20 points for a regiment. I consider this. Yes, they only hit on 5s, but you can still move and shoot with them. At least maybe consider it on a troop at least. On a regiment, it's making it over 200 points. It's a maybe upgrade for me. They're still a pretty solid unit, and I would honestly just smash them out with a lot of units you can. They're not a regular, so you can just have masses of them if you so wish. I mean, they've got Thunderous Charge 1, they've got 26 attacks on the regiment. That's for 195 points. That's not bad at all. Next we have the Swarm, which is the Mastiff Hunting Pack, which is irregular. Speed 6, melee 4+, defense 3+. 9 attacks, it's only a regiment, you can have these. 9 attacks, nerve 11-13, 65 points. Crush strength 1, cavalry against cavalry only. Throw Mastiff for 15 points. I can just imagine this, like I said before. The leader one being a Mastiff with wings going, I will take care of this, brothers. I will go forth, sort of thing. That's how I see it anyway. If your opponent's taking a lot of cavalry, then maybe. They're not that expensive. I mean, 9 attacks, 65 points, hitting on 4s in close combat. I thought they'd be a bit faster, but it is what it is, I suppose. Next we have the Large Infantry. They are the Earth Elementals. Speed 5, melee 4+, defense 6+. Regiment, 9 attacks, nerve -15, 130 points. Horde, 18 attacks, nerve -18, 220 points. Brutal, Crush Strength 1, Pathfinder and Shambling. I'd say the only real downside is the slow, but it's in a dwarf force. Speed ain't really the upside of them. I'm sure I heard somewhere at Mantic they were trying to go away from the Brocks and Rocks list, which is basically Brock Riders and Earth Elementals. You can just do the Brock Riders and Earth Elementals list if you so wish, which is quite funny. I mean, you can in the normal dwarf list, but good grief. The thing with these are they are a good magpie unit. Your opponent's gonna really concentrate on them, try to take them down, or you could just stick them on a objective if you so wish, because defense 6, good nerve, they are hard to take down. Starting with the Jared Bombard. Speed 4, range 5+, defense 5+. 2 attacks, nerve 10-12, 110 points. Blast It, which is one of its shooting options, 48-inch range, blast D3+1, piercing 3, pot shot. Or lobbit, which is 60-inch range, blast D3+1, ignores cover, indirect, piercing 1, reload. So you can technically move and shoot with it. You can upgrade with Jared Ironmonger. You can only have one of these in your force, gaining aura, iron resolve, or engines only. So you're going to have quite a few near each other for it to work. And shattering with both blast it and lob it attacks for 10 points. That's a nice upgrade. I would consider that. I'd also consider having that and the Iron Belcher cannon, which you can have in this force. I mean, what you could do, have the Iron Belcher cannon, you could have 2 of them in between the Jared Bombard and just lob a lot of damage at enemies. It's just gonna hurt. Next is indeed the Iron Belcher cannon. Speed 4, range 5+, defense 5+. 2 attacks, nerve 10-12, 110 points. Cannon, which is 48-inch range, blast D3+1, ignores cover, piercing 3, reload and shattering. Which is brilliant. Ignores cover, it's got piercing 3, so it is really going to hurt. Grape shot is his other firing option. 12-inch range, 10 attacks, piercing 1. This attack always hits on the 6+. It's essentially just loading the cannon with anything it can, bits of wood, small bullets, swords, whatever, and just firing them at short range like a giant shotgun. Like I said, what you could do is have them using grape shot if you see an enemy charging them. That way the Jared Bombard still gives iron resolve to things, which their nerve isn't amazing, but it could mean they last a turn or 2 longer than you expect them to. Next we have the Titan. It is the Greater Earth Elemental. Speed 6, melee 4+, defense 6+. 12 attacks, nerve, dash 19, 230 points. Brutal, crush strike 3, shambling and strider. It has the option to upgrade to Kragoth and Colarm. You can only have one of these in your force. Gaining spellcaster rank 0, the Flamesmith keyword, inspiring self and scout special rules, and fireball 10 spell for 25 points. Why not? I can just imagine it as Kragoth being the Greater Earth Elemental and Colarm being the Flame Priest, so you get a Flame Priest model and just stick it to the base sort of thing. That's how I would imagine it anyway. It's such a weird upgrade to have. It's such a weird upgrade, but it makes it 255 points. It's still pretty decent. Even if you don't do any surges with it, that just means it just moves in, and then if it don't charge in, get some fireballs going off. And to make things worse, it's got inspiring on itself. Wow. Starting with the Free Dwarf Lord, Hero Infantry. Speed 4, melee 3+, defense 6+. 5 attacks, nerve 13-15, 105 points. Crush strength 1, individual, inspiring, mighty and pathfinder. Option can take Lord's Duel, can only have one of these in your force. Gain aura, I resolve dwarf only for 15 points. So many things that have got dwarf on them, most infantry, most range things. Could put them on the dwarf range. You could have him near anyone with it. Dwarf Rangers, Berzerkers, Levies, Shield Breakers, any of the range units. You've got options there with that. It's usually, I just say that most mighty heroes are just a bit meh. He's not bad points though, so maybe consider. He's only a maybe for me. 3 dwarfs, Stone Priest then. Hero Infantry, spellcaster rank 2. Speed 4, melee 5+, defense 5+. 1 attack, nerve 11-13, 90 points. Individual, inspiring, earthbound only, so earth elementals of all shapes and sizes. Stone Shapers. If this unit is taken the main chant option below, it may, after casting Surge on a friendly core earthbound unit, immediately cast Bane Chant against the same target. Gets Surge 8 as normal, which is its free thing, and can take Bane Chant 2 for 20 points and Martyr's Prayer 7, and can only have one of these in your force for 35 points. Maybe on that, just a maybe. But considering the Stone Shapers rule, I'd always take Bane Chant, so it makes it 110 points. If you're going for a lot of Earth Elementals, always take him. Always take him. That just means you're getting a lot more Crusher Strength off, and for these, that's going to hurt your opponent a lot. And Surge 8, even if you get half of these off, that's a technical charge range of 16, which, well, no, 14 for regular Earth Elementals and 16 for Greater Earth Elementals, which, that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. If you're not taking many Great Earth Elementals, maybe consider, if you're not taking any, just don't. That's the whole point of him, to support Earth Elementals of all shapes. Next we have the Free Dwarf Packmaster. Speed Hero Infantry. Speed 4, melee 4+, range 4+, defense 4+. 3 attacks, nerve, 10, 12, 90 points. Excuse me. Crush Strength 1, individual, inspiring, beast only. Pathfinder and Scout. Homing Mastiff. I could just imagine this being the Mastiff with wings fired out of a cannon. 12-inch range, 6 attacks, piercing 1. This attack always hits on a 4+. Upgrade with the Mastiff Munch Berries, gaining, and you can only have one of these in your force, gaining Aura Vicious, ranged, throwing Mastiff and Homing Mastiff attacks only for 10 points. Why not? Does it just affect Mastiffs? I think it does. Oh no. No, affect Dwarf Lords on large beasts. Yeah, and Mastiff Hunting Packs. Yeah, just affect them too really. Which, why not? It's going to be a fun unit to have, I suppose. Next we have the Ranger Captain. Hero Infantry. Speed 5, melee 3+, range 4+, defense 5+. 3 attacks, nerve 11, 13, 100 points. Crush Strength 1, individual, inspiring, tracker only, so rangers. Pathfinder and Scout, and he's got light block crossbow, which is 24-inch range. He's not bad. He's got Crushing Strength 1, hits on 3 close combat. Unless you're taking a lot of rangers, he's not really worth taking. Next we have the Dwarf Lord and Large Beastie. Hero, Large Cavalry. Speed 7, melee 3+, defense 6+. 7 attacks, nerve 15, 17, 200 points. Crush Strength 1, headstrong, inspiring, nimble, thunderous charge 2. Maybe consider him. A bit expensive at 200 points, but you've got defense 6 while having pretty good large hero sort of stats. That's why I'd say maybe consider him. He's a bit expensive, yes, but he does have some use out of him. Next we have the Berserker Lord. Hero Infantry. Speed 5, melee 3+, defense 4+. 7 attacks, nerve, dash 16, 110 points. Crush Strength 1, individual, inspiring, berserker only. Vicious in melee, wild charge D3. Mount on a Brock, losing wild charge D3 but increasing speed to 8 and changing to hero cavalry for 30 points. That makes it 140 points. That's possibly considered as well. 7 attacks with Crush Strength 1, hitting on 3s. It's not a bad way to go. If you're taking a lot of Berzerkers, maybe take him. Other than that, it's possible, but you're not getting them flank bonuses. That's the problem there. Next we have the Dwarf Army Standard Bearer. Hero Infantry. Speed 4, melee 4+, defense 5+. 1 attack, nerve 10, 12, 50 points. Headstrong, individual, inspiring. There's not much inspiring. Well, on the heroes there is. It's a cheap hero with inspiring. That's kind of it. Next is the unique units, starting with Silvari. God damn man, these names. Eggeril Axe on Hellbrock. Hero, Large Cavalry. Speed 8, melee 3+, defense 4+. 10 attacks, nerve, dash 18, 210 points. Aura, large, wild charge 1, Berzerker only. Crush Strength 1, Inspiring, Nimble, Thunder Charge 1, Vicious in melee. He's pretty decent. 10 attacks hitting on 3s with Crush Strength 1. And it's got the wild charge aura. That'd make Berzerker's charge range 12. Hang on. Minimum charge range of 11, maximum charge range 13. So minimum charge range of 12, maximum charge range of 14. Again, makes them even more ridiculous. And you can put that on the Brock Riders, which makes them charge range of 17, which that extra inch really does help. It does inspire actually, okay. He's got Thunder's Charge 1, so he's not bad when he's not doing the charges, but when he does, he is pretty fantastic. Next we have Hernius the Hunter, the return of Hernius. Hero Infantry. Speed 5, melee 3+, defense 5+, range 3+. 3 attacks, nerve 12-14, 210 points. Crush Strength 2, individual, inspiring, tracker only, pathfinder, scout, stealthy. The skewer, which is 24-inch range, piercing 2. Aim shot, when Hernius is given the halt order, the skewer has 30-inch range and piercing 3 for the remainder of the turn. He is a little bit expensive for my taste. Yes, he's got amazing range, and yes, he can support the Rangers, and he's pretty good in close combat. He's still got 3 attacks though. He should have more attacks in close combat, and then the skewer have maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 attacks, something like that. If he doesn't move, he's got 30-inch range, so he's kind of like a mini war machine. He's an expensive mini war machine though. So consider him, but don't think you have to take him. Next we have Garrick Heavyhand, Hero Infantry. Speed 4, melee 3+, defense 6+. 5 attacks, nerve 14-16, 150 points. Crush Strength 3, Headstrong, Individual, Inspiring, Mighty, Regeneration 5+. Out of the 3 unique units I've seen, I honestly like him the most. He's not the fastest. His crushing strength is ridiculously low, and he can regenerate. He is going to be a thorn in your opponent's side. Again, if you're taking a lot of Berzerkers, maybe go for Silvari Elix. But Garrick Heavyhand isn't a bad option either. Hernias, I'd only bring him out on occasion. It's just a 2-bit expensive what it can do. It really is. They have got a little bit more mobility than normal dwarves. They've also got a little bit. They're a little bit better in terrain. That's the thing with them. In terrain, they're a little bit more at home in the outdoors, shall we say. Rangers are good. Mix of close combat and range. You've got the Brock Riders and the Earth Elementals really bringing the heavy hitting along. You've also got the Iron Watch, again, bringing their own A-game. And you've got the Packmaster, which can support, if you give it the right options, can really support your Throne Mastiffs. Why not? This is a bit of a squishier army than the normal dwarves, but they're a little bit more manoeuvrable. That is the cost you're trading off. Do you want to be a bit more squishier while being able to traverse the terrain a bit better? That's what you got to think of. So until next time, hopefully this hay fever's buggered off. Goodbye for now.